Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy. Today is another patron video where I am decorating a custom journal spread for one of my patrons. Today's video is for Linda, and I'm really excited about this one. She is just finished Onyx Storm, which is one of the books in the Fourth Wing series. And so she requested dragons. So I grabbed some images from Etsy from someone who had these dragons. Not going to say anything about them in case you haven't read Fourth Wing, just so you don't get any spoilers as to who these dragons are. But I love these books. They're really fun, and I was stoked that she wanted a dragon spread. She said she wanted it to feel kind of dark. She likes darker colors, and it would be fun to fit this book because she just finished it. She did also say she wanted a journal that was larger than A5 and that she'd let me pick out any journal that I wanted. So I got to choose a journal for her, and yeah, so I don't really know how this is gonna go yet. I have some ideas, but I'm gonna need to think through this one hard as I'm doing it. So once I show you the journal, I'm gonna stop talking and just do this, and I'll have to voice it over later because trying to make it really themed to the book is gonna be a little bit more of a challenge than just like I like a certain color or things like that, because that is a lot easier in my head because I do it all the time. I've never made a themed journal spread for a particular movie or book or something like that. So this is a fun challenge. Anyways, I chose a B5 notebook. I chose the Swallows cover. This is from Archer and Olive. And there weren't many A5 Archer and Olive covers, B5 Archer and Olive covers available at the time. And she mentioned that she likes celestial, stars and moon and stuff like that. And so I thought the stars and the moon here would be really nice for that. So that is why I chose this notebook. It's really nice, 160 GSM dot grid pages with this gold foil on the inside. Super pretty. So we've got a little notebook here. As I always tell people in my videos for patrons, I don't like using the first page for a Dutch door because this page is not dot grid and it just doesn't look right to me. So I always let them decorate this page, maybe a cover page, maybe just the first journaling page, and this is blank, whatever you want, but I start here. Anyways, this is the point where I'm gonna get silent and voice it over later because I need to figure out what the heck I'm doing with this. I have pause. I have a ton of supplies. Let me show them to you. I have stencils. I have gotten stencils off of Amazon, from Michael's, all sorts of places, but I have some clouds, some bricks, some trees, and some little bricks in case I want to use distress inks. Haven't decided yet. I also have some kind of castle-y feeling scrapbook papers. So there's that one, which is more blue. This one, which has these dark kind of black and pink vibes. And then this one, which is very celestial. So I've got those. And then I've got these like lacy black florals. And I've got all my windows. I keep them in this box in case I want to put in some like castle doors, if I can find something that feels castle vibes. So I'll look through that in a minute to figure it out. And then I also grabbed some tapes. This one's a washi tape, this one's a PET tape, and this one's like the ground, and this one's like a wall. Thought that might be interesting. And I also just grabbed some background pieces just in case. Yeah, most of the art supplies here, like the scrapbook papers and the PET tapes and stuff, these come from either Soto Studios or Journal Say. So links are all down below of everything I talk about here. And if I have a discount code, it's listed there too. All right, so now is the time when I'm going to get quiet and figure out how I'm doing this. All right, I figured out exactly what I wanted to do, so no voiceover needed. I found these Castle PNG files on Etsy. And so downloaded them and print them, and mirror image to them so I can do Dutch doors with them. We're gonna make like a fourth wing scene. Now, the only issue is that like all these castles are kind of different colors. So we might just leave it like that, or I might try to use a little distress ink to kind of darken this up. Because these ones are like a little bit darker than that one. But we're gonna play with this. We might not use all of these. We're definitely using the castle. And without giving spoilers, I'm just gonna state all of us have different images in our heads of what the fourth wing scene looks like. And obviously I'm using a bunch of images that I'm pulling together. So it's not gonna be exactly what anyone's pictured in their head. But I'm gonna make a castle, and I'm gonna try to make the parapet. Ignore that if you're about to read the books. And cut this out to try to create that. It's not gonna be exact, but I'm gonna just use this little piece in front of the castle. So obviously this is just a representation of it, and we're gonna add some dragons in it and try to create a sky and stuff like that. So let's do this. So first of all, the castle is gonna sit like this, and you know, these I might just put on the other pages to be sticking up elsewhere because this takes up quite a bit of space. I made it 5 inches wide. So we're just gonna start with this, and we want plenty of space for writing. So we definitely still need space for that. So I'm gonna put the castle here. And that's gonna be what we do. And then, should I use distress ink to try and, oh, this is not washi tape. This is also PET tape. I thought it was washi tape, but it feels plasticky. No, but it tears. I don't know. Okay, anyways, should I try to darken this up with a black or gray distress ink? I think we're going to. Okay, we're gonna do it before I cut into this so that if I get it, you know, over it, it's gonna be okay. Okay. So here we go. Just trying to darken it up a little bit. Sorry for any noises going on. There's outside work happening. Okay. So I'm just adding some gray tones to this, looking at that. And I'm not really worrying about if I'm getting over anything. I'm just trying to add some gray. So we are doing this. We are editing it. If this works, I'll do it to the other castle before I put it on the page for the backside. Yeah, that looks a little better for matching a little bit. Okay, we need to figure out what we're gonna put here. So I have this. I feel like maybe grass would go there, but no, it's kind of a rocky area. I don't know. Let's get this down, but we need to trim this because we're just using like the step portion. And I know this is not how the book describes it, but I saw this and was like, I can make it work with this. So this is what we're doing. And obviously this wouldn't go straight to the castle door, but that's what we're doing in this one. So just making it work, trying to make a scene. Might have been easier to cut this before I pulled it off the sticker paper, but shh, it's okay. All right. So this is going to just go like this, and down here we'll have like some like a box or something to cover the end of it. But that's like the little parapet. Okay. What do I want right here? Maybe just a little of this to form like a little castle wall. Just to be the like washi divider. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like. Can I get it open though? Okay, last time I used a good sticky mat. Someone had suggested that, but I don't have one handy right here. My cutting mat that I use to cut on these notebooks is not sticky anymore. Okay. What do we think of that as like a little wall? Yeah, I think I kind of like it. Okay, so we're gonna do that on this side as well. And we're gonna need about that much. All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna call that good and cut this out so we can create the next layer of the Dutch door and get the castle on the back too. We won't have a parapet on the back just because I didn't print 2 of those out. Okay, cutting mat. I've got printed papers everywhere. Okay. Okay, this is just gonna take a minute to cut out. It's a little more complicated than some of our others. This is looking so cool with this cutout. Okay, now for this one, I like using this to get in there pretty close. All right, there we go. That is so fun, you guys. Okay, so on the back, we're gonna put this castle. And so before we do anything else, let's just do the same thing to try to make the other castles that we're using a similar like underlying color. The other castles are like more gray rather than more tan. So even if they won't be the exact same color, if we try to make it have a bit of that gray tone, it might just match a little better. Cool. So now trying to line this up from the top. And I did mirror image this, even though, I mean, the castle design is very symmetrical. down. All right. There we go. That worked pretty well. Last up, I think we can use these remaining pieces here to put it there. So let's see. This is not sticky anymore, is it? Is that gonna be any easier? Ah, sort of easier. Oh, did it not go? Oh, it did. Okay. And that is already kind of cut with the right angle right there. There we go. Alrighty, let's see. Oh. All right. Make sure it's lined up with the line I already cut. There we go. I have sticker paper and pieces of stuff everywhere, you guys. Okay, so now we can get into actual like dragon stuff. Okay, so next up we are going to, I have two different dragons I printed out. Okay, this one's smaller and I thought they'd look really good in the sky, like up like this. I did not print these out on my Cricut, so I'm gonna have to cut them. But I thought they'd look really good right up there. Or I was thinking of having like this, like a huge dragon coming across. Maybe both. Maybe we do both. The other thing I'm thinking about is we could put another Dutch door in. Because we've got these, and this one's more yellowy, and it has a dragon on it, so it might look really cool. Yeah, let's do another castle. Okay, I think I want one like back here, so I'm gonna have to trim this to get it over as far as possible. Okay. And then I think we'll put this one. Or do we want to do this one? Because it's another dragon. I kind of like this one, you guys. So if we do that, then we'll do it like right here. And how's that? Oh, that looks so good. Alrighty, so the question is what kind of goes in the middle? All right, this looks so cool. I think, yeah, we're just gonna put some of this across this as well. So let's get that ready. Okay, and this one, I mean, we're not gonna see it, so it really doesn't matter where on the page it is. All right, so just for consistency, let's put it like here. This would have been easier with the gyro cut. Oh well. Oh, it's tearing a little bit. We're gonna make it work and fill that back in because can't do anything about that. Make it a little darker there. Okay, this one's gonna be the same, isn't it? Oh boy, oh boy. This nail came off the other day and it's really making it hard to pull things up because I realized I use that nail a lot. Okay. There we go. We need to cut this out. All right. Well, that was not a straight line there. Okay, so this time now that I know exactly where it's going and what I'm doing, I'm gonna put down the little wall first. Here's a little bit there. This is so fun. It's so different than anything I've ever done, you guys. I think it's so unique and fun. Okay, so now we need to get the back of this. Ooh, this just stuck to something and it gave me an idea. Let's use the back of the sticker to pull it apart. Oh, that worked so perfectly. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was awesome. Okay, we're just gonna go like this because the stickers should fit perfectly over it and hide them. So this one goes here. So got a tiny bit over right there, but let's trim that. Right, that should be good. Cool, and then the other one, just losing everything. Okay, this sticker sheet is done. Here's the other one. You know, this one I might just leave here because we're gonna have this whole page to decorate, so why not have that coming over a little bit? Okay, so because I'm using paper stickers for the dragons, the sky and background, I don't want to decorate until the dragons are down because any white edge will not be colored in. So we're going to just cut it out like this and then have to figure out how I'm doing the background because I don't want to like darken the gold dragon by accident with like night sky colors or anything like that. Okay. But we're gonna get the dragons in because I know exactly where I want them. The other option is we do have these. She did say she liked the moon. Let's just, I mean, they've got the black bits around them, so on the edges, so I'd have to figure that out. But that isn't horrible. Or what if I just pulled the sky? Or that's a sky one. Let's see, I might cut out the moon. I think I'm gonna cut out the moon in a minute for this, but we're gonna leave that alone for the moment and do our dragons. Okay. So we're gonna put them right up here on this page. And then I think, yeah, I do want this one over here as well. Just because it is a Fourth Wing Onyx Storm inspired spread. And so it makes sense to have this on both sides. And then somewhere over here is where it ends. I'm not using the whole dragon, so I'm not going to cut out that wing. Okay, here we go. This one we're going to put, I want to get a little bit of the tail in and all of the head. Like that. Scissors, scissors, scissors. I threw them somewhere, I think. Are they on the ground? Seriously. Where did my scissors go? Ah, there they are. All right, and then I do want the moon in here because she said she likes the moon. So the question is, I think over here, just because it'll look really nice over there, right up above the castle when the whole scene is formed with all the pages. But I am going to paste this in after we do a little sky. So for the sky, we will need this one, this one. It's gonna be hard to really get it in the dragon though, but we're gonna do our best. Those two are good for the sky. Maybe some hickory smoke on the edges. But we're gonna start with the chipped sapphire. And to make this really work well, also we have trees. We could do some like forest back here for when you're flipping the page. I don't think we need it up there. That could be interesting. Okay, so either way, we need more of this all the way across on both sides, I think, to just do the distance between where we're going to use Distress ink and where we're not going to use Distress ink. Okay, something sticky. That works so well, you guys. You saw how much I was struggling on the other ones? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do the sky and then we'll add some trees. So the trees will go about here, so I don't need to bring the sky all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so getting it in these cracks is kind of the hardest part. And Darna might get a little blue on the edges, but I'm doing my best. Okay, now what are we doing here? Finger, pinky, just a little blue. My finger's gonna be blue now. Well, this is certainly a way to do it. Okay, I mean, it worked. All right, let's get some purple in and some blue or some gray and pull it together. We'll do this on the other side too. It'll be easier because the little gold dragon and Darna is kind of on the black dragon, as you can see there. So I'm not going to worry about getting any purple or gray in there. Okay. Okay, let's see, what do we think? We do need to get a green, like a dark green for the trees. That looks cool. Okay, let's get the moon down. I have some double-sided tape here. Trying to see which way it was facing when I cut it out. There we go. That looks pretty cool. Let's add Rustic Wilderness. So the colors I've used, if you're looking at Distress Inks, Chipped Sapphire, Dusty Concord, Hickory Smoke, and Rustic Wilderness. And the cool thing about Distress Inks, or inking in general with stamps and stuff, is that it's never going to be like completely dark unless you're using like so much ink that you can totally write on top of this, still use it while you're journaling, or just leave it as this pretty stenciled scene, you know? So no real wrong way to do it. That looks pretty cool, but we are going to add another layer, but let's start it here. There we go. That looks pretty fun. I don't actually know if they're supposed to be trees by the castle or not, but that's okay. All right, moving on to this page, and then we can add some boxes to finish up the scene. So we have this still, and we're going to use the other side of it. Not sure how I'm feeling about the parapet. I might get rid of that. I don't know, you guys. Okay. But we are gonna do this and go straight across, but then can I lift this up so I don't hurt Taryn's tail, or do I need to? I don't think that's gonna lift easily. I'm gonna try to cut it right there. Okay, good enough. And now we need to do the sky and the trees over here too. This is so cool looking, you guys. I do want to get this a little darker around the edges too, but let's get this first. Starting with blue. Let's not get over there. Let's do it like this. Great. In fact, I'm actually going to be doing more with the other things. We're just going to do that so I don't get all those colors on that beautiful front cover. This is the most fun spread I've done in a while, just because I haven't done anything like so themed like this. I kind of want one in my own journal now. Okay. Add some purples. Okay, we need to add some gray and then darken up the other side too. So we're going to try to make this side a little darker as well. That is green. That is not gray. Ugh, okay, clean that off as best I can and get the gray. Okay. That's going to come out now. Come on, green, out of there. Yeah, so you can use any inks you want. I love Distress inks, but really any stamping ink will do the trick. You can get these little pads, or you can use like a makeup brush type thing. Obviously not one you're using on your face, but if you have like 7 makeup brushes, maybe one of them becomes your ink one. Okay. I also think the moon will look a little more realistic if I just add some gray with it to pull the spread together. Okay, tree time. Then we need boxes. Okay. Yeah, all the stencils, I think most of them I got from Amazon, but Michael's would have some good options, or other local craft stores. I did get a fair bit of stencils from the resale craft shop that used to be near my house. It went out of business, unfortunately. So you may have something like that near you that can have, you know, hand-me-down craft items and things like that. But yeah, let's see. We can go up that high with this one. I also want, like, do I want to put a fourth wing quote in here? Because there's lots of good space up there. We could put a quote in. Let me think on that first. First, I'm going to see if I can remove this parapet. I am not loving it. Okay. Let me get the sticker remover. I'm going to put this here just in case, but it's supposed to work really good. I've used it once. It does work really good, but okay. So undo, safely remove self-adhesive stickers, tapes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not loving the parapet. Squeeze several drops of undo into the attached tool, then immediately begin removing the self-adhesive, self-sticking thing. Okay, so why is it shooting liquid that way? This is magical, you guys. Okay, and then we just have to wait, and it should dry off really quickly too. So let's just wait a minute and see. But look how easy that was. And the only little rip we have is the spot where I tried to pull it off earlier. Okay, so it did go through the paper, but it dries. That's what I remember. And it dries and you can't tell. So you can see that as I think about a fourth wing quote. Let's see, there's a rider without its dragon is dead, whatever that one is. There's my chair, my house, that one. Let me look up some fourth wing quotes. That's almost dry. You can see it's almost gone already. All right, I found these tiny gold letters that I think we'll use, and I think it'll look nice with the golden dragon. So we're going to use the quote, should I get the wing leader? And so I really dislike tweezers in general for bigger stickers, but these ones are so tiny, we're going to need them. I have to go find them. My daughter and I were doing a paint by sticker together, and I had them for that. So I have to figure out where they went off to. All right, here we go. Should I get the wing leader? And then we need some boxes, and then I think we're done. Also, I dislike tweezers in general. And disregard any banging outside you hear. It's the weekend and project time. should I love this quote. I got these gold letters in a grabby scrapbook box, but I'm sure you could find something like it, you know, outside of a $50 box. Should I get I don't even know where that E went. I'm trying to lower it down because I was going up a little bit. Okay, let's get another E. That went flying. Okay. Should I get, it's all still kind of going upwards a little, but we're gonna fix it with wing leader. Should I get the kind of need it for stickers these small, but there's just a tactile thing about picking up stickers with your hands that I really love, so I don't use them often. These tweezers, forgot the word for a minute, these tweezers are from Journal Say. I love the rainbow look. Okay, should I get the wing leader? Wing leader is gonna be capitalized. I don't have a question mark. I'm gonna go backwards though. Okay. You sit right over here. See if I can spell wing leader, because we're gonna get leader all the way over to here. Yeah. Spelling backwards is difficult though, but it's gonna line it up easier. So we're gonna start here. Oops. Again, problems with tweezers. Wing leader, D. E. Then a G. I've got this now. N. I. Ooh. And then the W is over here. Okay, should I get the wing leader? Oh, come on, stay down, R. If you're not gonna stay down, I'll have to get a new R. Are you good? Oh, that looks great. I only wish I had a question mark. Can I make a question mark out of something? like if I cut, that's gonna be difficult. Okay, we're just gonna leave it without the question mark. Okay, now I just need a couple boxes on each page and then I think we're done, but look at this. Then you can do like a day of journaling on each one, but it's all fourth wing. That's so fun. Okay, let's get some boxes. All right, we're gonna use black boxes from Mojo Jojo Plans. I don't have the big stickers left except with lines. So we're just gonna go with it and add some others that don't have lines in it. But I really do need to make another order of stickers because I need more stickers than this for my black boxes. But we're just gonna do like little layered sections with like 3 stickers on each page. I love using a small box sticker for the date wherever I end up putting it, and then use the other boxes to highlight something that happened that day. And then the rest of the page I use like a diary, you know, just on today, this thing happened, you know, or I'm feeling this way. All right. Next up, because these ones we did out here, let's do some in here. Excuse all the banging outside, as I said. It's project mode. Springtime, not raining, time to get fixes and things done out there, right? Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then for balance, we'll do this one in here too, kind of weighted inwards. But we'll go ahead and do it like this way. Okay, and then we'll do one more on the outside. Do this one down here. And while we're open to this page, let's just get this one done as well. Okay. Come on. All right. Oh my gosh, I love how this came out. All right, Linda, I hope you enjoy this spread and this notebook. This came out so much fun. I am so happy with it. I hope you are too. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye. Wait, I lied. The R is having problems. We are gonna give a new R and get it down all the way. And then I'll say goodbye again. Okay. I'm not even gonna touch the end of this R so that I can get it down and make sure it's not crinkling up. But there went the T. Oh my gosh, you guys, these stickers. Okay, we're gonna get a new T as well. That was a fake goodbye. Okay. Just pushing on these, seeing if anything budges now. Is anything gonna budge? Okay, there we go. That looks the H budged. Oh my gosh. You guys, why is this doing this? These letters are so tiny, that's why. Should I write it out? Because it's the right size of stickers. Maybe I'll get some like glue thing to hold it down. I don't know. I'll look that up later. But anyways, this is what we've ended up with. I love it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.